Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Joymon vs Code. I am Joy. I am a passionate software engineer to solve problems regardless of tools and technologies. I love coding and like to share my knowledge with all of you. This time I am coming with a series of tutorial on a particular technology called Hugo. Hugo is a static site generator. As some of you are aware, now the world is going towards the static site generator for doing simple things like generating a documentation site or generating blog posts. Also, even we can do that for our personal website. So when we say static site generator, doesn't mean that the old-fashioned HTML pages. Yeah, of course, it is HTML page end of the day when the browser sees it. But at the server side, it support templating and we can do the dynamism there. Let us see how this series is going to be organized. If you look at the Hugo tutorials in YouTube, you can see that almost all the tutorials are 20 minutes, 40 minutes, even hours because it has a big learning curve. Here I'm trying to limit the sessions to 5 minutes. It doesn't mean that it will be strictly 5 minutes. Some topics may extend beyond 5 minutes, but I will try to limit it maximum to 8 minutes. The method here is not a live coding session. Code may be copy pasted from the working version. When I am doing my website, I am finding what are the topics interested and will be adding to this series. That being said, I am doing my website prior to the session, and from there I'll be copy pasting the snippets to demonstrate in the sessions. There will be some repetitive things like adding the pages. Those things will be fast forwarded so that we can save some time. Every episode will be covering one or two topics, and this is about the coverage. This series is about converting my own website, joymononline.in, into Hugo. So this is not a detailed Hugo tutorial about each and every feature available in Hugo. The features we are covering are what is required in this conversion phase. The main intention is to reduce or smoothen the learning curve. That will help you to explore Hugo yourself. Since it is a personal website, we will not be covering much of the blogging or API reference side of Hugo. You may have heard about the word Jamstack. That is a new buzzword coming up. So that is nothing but a static site generator. So Jamstack stands for JavaScript API and markup. The main philosophy of Jamstack is the website is independent and can be served through CDN. That being said, there is no server-side rendering. If you are familiar with PHP or ASP.NET, at the server side, the page will be dynamically rendered by fulfilling the template and the final HTML is sent back to the client side. That involves some server-side processing, but here in Jamstack, at runtime, there is no need of server-side processing. There will be server-side processing, but that will be done at the CACD time. When I say the CACD time, that's the time when we generate the static website from the template. In the template, we can give different options for looping, if conditions, but all those things will be resolved at the time of generation. Once the site is generated, it is same as a hand-coded HTML site. The Jamstack application can consume the API. For example, if we want to implement comments feature in our blog, that can be easily done. We can integrate and discuss or some other comments provider. Also, APIs can be consumed at the time of generating the site. At the time of generating the site, the template can have reference to an API and get the data from the API, then embed that API data into the generated site. One big advantage of Jamstack is the security. We as a website developer doesn't need to worry about security because it is a static website served through CDN. Normally, when we develop application in PHP or ASP.NET, we need to make sure that the security holes are closed. As per the jamstack.org, it can be a hand-coded site or it can be generated from SSG, static site generator, such as Jekyll, Hugo, or Gatsby. The last part is markup. Markup means is a little different language than normal English. If you want to make it bold, you have to use different syntax. Normally, there is no editor for markup. We use editors like Atom or Visual Studio Code or any plain text editor will be enough. Techies will be familiar with that format, but as a normal content creator, you may be familiar with different tools. Now, if you are going to Jamstack or you want to introduce Jamstack to organization for the content creators, you may need to give some details about what is a markup and how they can work with the markup language. Just a new language which is very easy to learn, but that is a change to the user experience. You can learn more about Jamstack, what is Jamstack in the internet. This is just an pointer to a word called Jamstack. Hope this created some curiosity in your mind about a new buzzword Jamstack. Let us move on to the next session. We will be discussing what will be covered in this series. So the current session is an introduction to the series. Next session will be getting started. Here we will be discussing about the Hugo installation and how to start a simple Hugo site. Then what are the ways we can preview the site. There is something called a command line interface. Hugo has a command line tool. That tool is doing the site generation as well as a web server. The site can be previewed by running the web server. So we can do the development side by side. Also, we'll be covering how to add themes and pages. The next session will be on menu system because without a menu, there's no meaning in creating a website. People want to do navigation. There are some single page applications, but still they need a mechanism to navigate into different pages. Then we'll be covering the shortcodes. Shortcode is a terminology which we are using in Jamstack that denote a mechanism to embed different contents. For example, if you want to embed a YouTube video, there is a shortcode for that. Even we can create our own shortcodes. In Hugo, the homepage is considered separate because in any website or any blogging post, the homepage will have a different layout than the normal content pages. So Hugo support the homepage as a separate one that we can template independently than the other pages. In the case of joymanonline.in, the homepage has a dynamic section called what is new. Data will be coming from a JSON file that also will be covering when we create the homepage. Next is accessing the data. Hugo support accessing the data from a folder called data. That is a convention in Hugo. So if you keep a JSON file in the data folder, that is available for templating. There is partial pages. Partial page you can consider as a class. Partial page can be instantiated in different pages. Then we'll be discussing the web APIs. How can we call the web APIs during the site generation? Please note that we are not calling the APIs from the browser. Hugo don't come with any default theme. The themes which are available there may not be suiting to our need. So we normally end up creating a custom theme. So in this tutorial also we'll be covering creation of a custom theme. Finally, we'll be looking at how we can do a CI/CD implementation to the site so that whenever we do a change, that change will be applied to the real website. The source code will be hosted in GitHub and we are using GitHub Actions for doing the CI/CD task. In case of any queries, you can add into the comment box. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.